the smell of old age. These three words destroyed my world. I was standing in the doorway of my son's house, holding roses I'd cut from my own garden, a gift for Michael. That's when my daughter-in-law Ashley opened the door. Blonde hair perfectly styled, designer clothes, flawless makeup. But on her face, that look, you know the one. That expression trying to hide disgust. That fake smile. That forced politeness. "Oh, George," she said, wrinkling her nose slightly. "That smell again." I froze. What smell? My voice cracked, because I knew something bad was coming. Ashley forced a cold smile. "You know, the smell of old people. Sweat, old clothes. You could have taken a shower before coming." My face flushed. A hot wave of shame rose from my neck. Shame, anger, disbelief, all mixed together. "I took a shower this morning," I said, voice trembling. Why was I defending myself? Why? "Of course you did," Ashley replied, staring at me with ice-cold eyes. "It's just that as you get older, your body odor changes. It's natural. Maybe you could be more careful with personal hygiene." At that moment, the moment I heard those words, something inside me broke. I had worked as a pilot for United Airlines for 40 years. I'd flown Boeing 747s across the Pacific, across the Atlantic, around the world. I'd carried thousands of people safely, responsibly, with honor. And now my daughter-in-law was calling me dirty, smelly, on my way to visit my own son. Before we continue, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and let us know in the comments where you're listening from. I went inside anyway. What else could I do? Turn around and leave? No, I wanted to see my son Michael. I'd been looking forward to this weekend visit. Family time. Father and son. Grandfather and grandchildren. But the grandchildren weren't there. The house was eerily quiet. "Where are the kids?" I asked, my voice still shaking. "At a play date with friends," Ashley said smoothly. "They'll be back tonight." It was strange. The kids were usually home on weekends, but today they weren't. Was it planned or just coincidence? I walked into the living room. I'd been here 100 times before, but today it felt different, cold and unwelcoming. Michael emerged from the kitchen. My son was 43 years old now. Tall, he got that from me. Dark hair with streaks of gray. Modern, thin-framed glasses. Jeans and a casual shirt. "Dad." He smiled, but the smile felt forced and fake. "You came." We hugged briefly, then separated. "Sit down, Dad. Coffee? Water?" "Water, please." He went to the kitchen and returned with a glass. He sat on the opposite couch, Ashley beside him. The two of them together, and me alone across from them. There was an awkward, tense silence. Michael finally spoke. "Dad, Ashley's right. Lately, haven't you been neglecting your personal care? Is living alone getting to you?" My heart sank. My own son was backing her up, supporting Ashley's ridiculous claim. "Michael," I said slowly, trying to control my voice. "I shower every day. I wash my clothes. My house is clean. What are you talking about?" Michael glanced at Ashley. They exchanged a look, as if they'd discussed this beforehand, as if they'd planned it. "Dad, you're 72, Michael said carefully. "You've been alone in that big house in Evanston for 5 years, since Mom died. Maybe living alone isn't appropriate anymore." I froze. "What do you mean? Maybe you need help. Maybe someone should stay with you. Or perhaps a different living arrangement. Like assisted living or... Are you talking about a nursing home?" My voice rose. "Are you trying to send me to a nursing home?" "No, Dad, I didn't say..." "You did, Michael. You absolutely did." Ashley interrupted. "George, no one wants to send you to a nursing home. It's just that somewhere more suitable might be better, with people your own age, activities, a social environment." Living alone in Evanston, you're isolated. Isolated. The smell of old age. Can't live alone. The words lined up perfectly. A narrative was forming, and I could see exactly where this story was heading. Can I use the bathroom? I stood up. My voice was calm, but inside a storm was raging. Of course, Dad. You know where it is. The hallway. That familiar hallway I'd walked down 100 times. But this time I stopped and looked around. The guest bathroom was on the right, but there was another door on the left. Michael's home office. Usually closed, but today it was slightly ajar, just a few inches, but enough. I looked inside. It was empty with no one there. Should I go in? No, it was wrong. It was his private space, my son's office. But something pulled me forward. Instinct. You don't fly planes for 40 years without developing instincts. When something's wrong, you feel it. The atmosphere changes, and you notice it. And I'd done both. I escaped and saved myself. Then I forgave and made peace. And now I was free, truly free. Conclusion. This is my story. George Peterson, 75 years old, happy, in love, and free. At 72, my son planned to send me to a nursing home, take my house, and take my freedom. And I escaped. I saved myself. I sold my house and moved to Florida. Was it hard? Yes, the hardest decision. But was it right? Absolutely, the right decision. Because sometimes family isn't good. Sometimes you have to walk away to protect yourself. But then you have to forgive too, if the other person changes, really changes. I forgave. Michael changed. Now we're at peace. Is it perfect? Number. Like before? Never again. But there's something new, more honest, healthier, and more real. If you're in a similar situation, if you're being used, exploited, or threatened, protect yourself. Escape. Make a fresh start. It's possible at any age. I started at 72. You can start too. It takes courage, but freedom is worth everything. I'm George Peterson, and this is my story. Thank you for listening. If you liked this story, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. Where are you listening from? Click the box on the left to watch the next story. Was noticing it now. Something was very, very wrong. I stepped inside quietly. My heartbeat quickened. The desk. Large wooden desk. Computer. Pens files scattered about. And one file stood out. A blue folder labeled Dad's Estate, Action Plan. My hand trembled as I reached for it. I picked it up and opened it. First page, Real Estate Appraisal Report. Sharon Mitchell Real Estate. My house. My home in Evanston, with photos and details. Estimated market value, $890,000. $890,000. My house. The home Susan and I bought 50 years ago. The house where we raised Michael, filled with memories. Why was Michael getting a property appraisal? Second page. Calculations. Excel printout. Columns and numbers. My monthly income listed. Social Security, $2,800. Below that, nursing home costs, $4,500 per month. Deficit, $1,700. Then the solution, home sale proceeds, $890,000. Conservative investment return at 4% annually equals $35,600 per year, or $2,966 monthly. Total monthly income, $5,766. Monthly costs, $4,500. Surplus, $1,266. Conclusion. If Dad's house is sold, nursing home care can be fully funded, for 15 to 20 years. My hands started shaking. The paper slipped, but I caught it and kept reading. Page 3. Notes and handwriting. Michael's handwriting. Neat, careful, and familiar. Step 1. Prove Dad cannot live independently. Document incidents, forgetfulness, hygiene issues, safety concerns. Step 2. Medical evaluation. Obtain cognitive decline certificate from Dr. Morrison. Step 3. Legal consultation. Seek power of attorney or guardianship. Bernie can advise. Step 4. Sell house after Dad is placed in facility. Proceeds managed by Michael as guardian or power of attorney holder. Timeline. Begin November. Complete by April. Place Dad in facility by summer. While reading, I couldn't breathe. My chest tightened. My heart pounded. A plan. A step-by-step plan. To prove I cannot live independently. To obtain a doctor's report about cognitive decline. To get guardianship and power of attorney. Then sell my house. $890,000. With Michael in control. Page 4. Nursing home brochures for 3 facilities. Oak Park Senior Living. Brookfield Care Center. Wilmette Assisted Living. Prices, features, and comparisons. The cheapest was crossed out with a note. Very basic. Not suitable. Mid-range. Possible. Good price. Most expensive. Ideal. But $6,200 per month. Only possible if house sells at high price. Another note. Ashley prefers Wilmette. Closer to us. Easier to visit. Then, in parentheses, realistically, how often would we visit? That last sentence, that parenthetical question, was a knife in my heart. How often would we visit? My son was planning to warehouse me, and he was already admitting to himself he wouldn't even visit. The answer was clear. Never or rarely. Page 5. Calendar. Excel spreadsheet with months and tasks. November. Begin process. Comments about Dad's hygiene, forgetfulness, safety. December. Medical appointment. Dr. Morrison assessment. January. Legal consultation. Bernard Cooper. Discuss guardianship. February. Court application if necessary. March. Facility selection. Deposit. April. Place father. May. List house. Sharon Mitchell. June. House sale. Closing. Funds transfer. 6 more pages followed with financial projections, legal notes, and facility comparisons. But I couldn't read anymore. My vision blurred with tears, anger, and pain all mixed together. My son. The baby I'd held 43 years ago. The child I'd walked to school. The young man I'd supported through college. The adult I'd helped buy his first home. He was planning to imprison me. Because a nursing home is a prison for the elderly. Loss of freedom. Loss of dignity. Loss of life. And why? Malice? Hatred? No, worse. Money. Just money. $890,000. My home. But to him, just numbers. Just an asset to liquidate. I put the file back carefully, exactly as I'd found it, and closed the door quietly. I went to the bathroom and actually used it. Then I looked in the mirror. I saw an old man, 72 years old. White hair that used to be dark brown, deep wrinkles on my forehead and around my eyes. A tired face, but clear eyes and a sharp mind, no dementia. But my son would claim cognitive decline, would get a doctor's report, would take it to court. The smell of old age. Step 1. Start the narrative. Dad isn't maintaining hygiene. There's a smell. Maybe he needs help. Then what? Forgetfulness? Safety concerns? Maybe a staged incident. Leaving the stove on. Losing keys. Something fabricated. All lies. But the court would believe it. Because Michael is persuasive, well-educated, and successful. The concerned son who's just protecting his aging father. And me? The stubborn old man who refuses help and is dangerous to himself. I washed my hands and splashed cold water on my face to wake myself up. No, I wouldn't let this happen. 40 years as a pilot taught me crisis management. Engine failure? Stay calm. Assess plan. Execute. Turbulence? Steady the course and make a safe landing. Now there was a crisis, a major crisis, but I would stay calm, make a plan, and execute it. I returned to the living room. Michael and Ashley were talking, and I heard them from the hallway. Do you think he suspects anything? That was Ashley's voice. No. Dad's not suspicious. He trusts us completely. That was Michael's voice. He trusts us. Yes, yesterday I trusted him. This morning I trusted him. But now, there was nothing left. I walked in, smiling. Sorry, my stomach was a bit upset. Something I ate at home, I think. Are you okay, Dad? Michael stood up. Should you see a doctor? No. I'm fine, but I think I should head home early. I need to rest. Are you sure? I'm sure. Spend time with the kids when they get back. I'll call later. I walked to the door. Michael followed me. Dad, we'll see each other next week, right? Maybe we should have a private talk about your situation. I stopped and turned, looking into his eyes. My situation? Yes, you're getting older. Living alone. Maybe we should make some decisions together, for the future. I smiled, a cold smile. Of course, Michael. Let's talk about the future. But first, I need to make some decisions too, on my own. We'll talk later. I left and the door closed behind me. I walked to my car, an old Buick Regal from 2015. 9 years old, but reliable and well-maintained. Serviced every 6 months. I got in and closed the door, but didn't start the engine. I just sat there. My hands were gripping the steering wheel with white knuckles. I breathed deeply, slowly, with controlled breaths. A technique pilots learn to stay calm under stress. But I couldn't stay calm. A volcano boiled inside me. I sat there for 10 minutes, maybe 20. Time had stopped. I thought, and memories played before my eyes. 43 years with Michael. 1987. Michael was born. I was in the hospital delivery room with Susan squeezing my hand through labor pains. Then came a baby's cry. The nurse handed him to me, a tiny bundle wrapped in a blanket. "Hello, son," I'd said. "I'm your father. I'll always be proud of you." I'd believed it truly and deeply. 1992. Michael's first day of school in kindergarten. He had a small backpack. "Daddy, what will happen at school?" He was 5 years old, curious, excited, and a little scared. "You'll make friends. You'll learn. You'll grow." "Will you come with me?" "No, son. You're a big boy now. But I'll pick you up every day, and I'll ask, 'What did you learn today?' Okay?" "Okay, Dad." 2001. Michael graduated high school. At the ceremony with hundreds of students, I only saw one. Michael in his cap and gown, now taller than me, a handsome young man. Then came the Northwestern University acceptance letter, prestigious and expensive. "Dad, can I go?" "I know it's expensive, but I really want to." "You're going, son." Money is no problem. Education is the most important thing. Tuition, $40,000 per year, 4 years. Total, $160,000. I'd paid it. I had a good pilot salary, but I'd withdrawn from retirement savings, most of it, because my son deserved a good education. 2009, Michael got married. He'd met Ashley senior year. She was a beautiful and ambitious girl who wanted to be a lawyer. The wedding, Ashley's dream wedding at the Ritz-Carlton, 500 guests, an orchestra, open bar, Budget? $85,000. Ashley's family paid half. We paid half. $42,500. Dad, I know it's a lot, but Ashley really wants this. I want to make her dreams come true. Okay, son. Be happy. That's what matters. I'd paid it from retirement savings again. What was left? 2012. Michael bought his first house in Wilmette. Nice neighborhood. Big house with 4 bedrooms. Price $480,000. Dad, we can't get the mortgage. Bank wants 25% down. $120,000. How much do you have? $30,000. I'll give you $90,000 as a loan. You'll pay me back. Really, Dad? Thank you. I'd written the check for $90,000, the emergency fund Susan and I had saved. They never paid me back. The word loan was forgotten. It became a gift. 2015 to 2016, Michael's job crisis. His company downsized and Michael was laid off, unemployed for 6 months. He couldn't pay the mortgage of $4,000 monthly. Dad, we're losing the house. Bank's starting foreclosure. What do I do? Calm down, son. I'll pay it temporarily, until you find work. It wasn't 6 months. It was 24 months, 2 full years. I'd paid the mortgage, total $96,000. Then Michael found work. Thanks, Dad. I'll pay you back. Promise. He never did. He either forgot or pretended to forget. I sat in the car calculating in my head, automatically. Northwestern tuition, $160,000. Wedding, $42,500. House down payment, $90,000 never repaid. Mortgage payments, $96,000. Other assistance for cars, vacations, gifts, emergencies, approximately $32,500, total $421,000. 40 years of work. 40 years of saving a little, helping my son, saving more, and helping more. When Susan got sick with cancer in 2019, there was no money for treatment because it had all gone to Michael. Insurance covered part, but the rest was enormous. I'd taken out a loan against the house for $80,000 for her treatment, hospital care, medications, and nursing. When Susan died in 2020, I had debt that I was still paying off. Michael never asked, never said, "Dad, let me help with Mom's treatment." Because he knew. His dad always took care of things, always gave, never said no. I started the engine, put it in reverse, and left Wilmette, Michael's neighborhood. I drove, but I didn't go home yet. I got onto Lakeshore Drive along Lake Michigan, a beautiful scenic road. I pulled over, parked, and got out. I watched the lake, blue water, waves, seagulls. The November wind was cold, but I didn't care. I thought deeply. What were my options? Option 1, do nothing, continue as usual. Maybe Michael wouldn't follow through. Maybe he'd change his mind. No, he would follow through. The file was too detailed, the timeline too clear. This was happening. Option 2, confront Michael. Say, "I saw your file. What are you doing?" Stop. Maybe he'd be embarrassed. Maybe he'd back down, but probably not. Michael was persuasive. He'd say, "Dad, you misunderstood. This is for your own good. Don't worry." Beautiful lies, sugar-coated lies. Option 3, take precautions. Protect myself. Act before he does. Yes, that made sense. Pilot logic. See danger? Change course. Find an alternate route. But how? What could I do? The answer came suddenly and clearly, crystal clear. I'll sell my house before Michael does. I'll control the money. I'll move far away, to Florida or California, anywhere. I'll be free, truly free. Michael's plan: send me to a nursing home, sell my house, control my money, leave me in a small room with scheduled activities, sedatives, and a slow death. My plan: sell my house, Control my own money. Use it for myself. Real retirement in a beautiful place with ocean, sun, and freedom. I smiled. For the first time that day, I truly smiled. War had been declared, but the winner would be me. I woke early Sunday morning at 6 o'clock, a habit from my pilot years. But today I wasn't flying. Today I was fighting. I made strong coffee, 2 cups. I needed it. I sat at the table, took paper and pen, and wrote, Operation Freedom. Goal, thwart Michael's plan. Protect myself. Be free. Steps. Monday. Call real estate agent Sharon Mitchell. Sell house quickly. Find cash buyer goal. Close within 2 to 3 weeks. Price, approximately $890,000 per Michael's appraisal. Call attorney Bernard Cooper. Update will. Remove Michael. Designate charities. Update power of attorney. Remove Michael. Add Bernard or professional trustee. Update medical directives. Michael cannot make decisions. Tuesday. Research retirement communities in Florida. Naples, Fort Myers, Sarasota. 55-plus communities with activities, social life, and security. Condo budget, $300,000 to $400,000. Wednesday. Review finances. Bank accounts, investments, Social Security, pension. Calculate total assets, budget, Florida living costs. Thursday. Say nothing to Michael. Act normal, don't arouse suspicion, keep calls brief. I'm busy, I'll call back. Friday. Start sorting belongings. Keep. Photos, Susan's mementos, important documents. Sell. Most furniture. Donate. Clothes, books, extras, gym. Week 2. Closing. House sold, money in bank. Still don't tell Michael. Week 3. Move to Florida. Settle into condo. Then, only then, tell Michael. I sold the house. I moved. Goodbye. I read the plan from start to finish, refined it, and detailed it. It was perfect. The pilot's plan. Every step clear. Timeline clear. Contingencies in place. I folded it and put it in my pocket. Today was Sunday. Tomorrow the battle would begin. Monday morning at 8 o'clock, I called Sharon Mitchell. Sharon was my real estate agent. She'd helped Susan and me buy the house 15 years ago. Good woman, honest and reliable. 60 years old and experienced. George! What a surprise, how are you? I'm fine, Sharon. I need to talk business. Of course. When? Today, as soon as possible. It's urgent. She paused. Urgent? Is everything okay? Everything's fine, but I've made a decision. I want to sell my house. There was shocked silence. George, your house in Evanston? That house? Yes. But George, that's you and Susan's house. You lived there forever. Michael grew up there. Why? Personal reasons, Sharon. I can't explain. But I need to sell fast. How fast can you do it? Fast. 2 weeks, 3 maximum. George, that's very fast. Normally it takes 2 to 3 months. Preparation, staging, marketing, showings. Sharon, you trust me, don't you? Of course. Then trust me now. I need to sell quickly. Can you find a cash buyer? She paused and thought. Maybe. Evanston location is excellent. Property value is high. Investors will be interested. But George, a quick sale means lower price. You'll lose 10 to 15%. How low? Market value is approximately $890,000. Quick sale, maybe $780,000 to $800,000. Okay, $800,000 cash, 2 weeks. Deal? Okay, George. But are you absolutely sure? This is a huge decision. I'm completely sure, Sharon. The surest decision I've ever made. All right, I'll come for appraisal today. Photos tomorrow. List the day after. Send to my cash buyer network. Offers will come fast. Perfect, Sharon. Thank you. You're welcome. And George, I hope everything works out. It will, Sharon. It will. Second call. Bernard Cooper, my attorney and lawyer for 20 years. Bernie, George Peterson. I need to update my will and power of attorney. It's urgent. George, hello, is everything okay? Everything's fine, but I need changes. When can we meet? I'm free this afternoon at 3 o'clock. Perfect. At 3 o'clock, I was at Bernie's office in a downtown Chicago skyscraper on the 22nd floor. Bernie's office had wooden furniture, bookshelves full of law books. It was serious but warm. Bernie was 65 years old, short, slightly overweight, with glasses and a smiling face. Trustworthy. George, welcome. Sit down. I sat, set down my bag, and took a deep breath. Bernie, I'll be completely honest. My son Michael is betraying me. Bernie's eyebrows rose. Betraying you? Yes. He's planning to put me in a nursing home against my will, planning to sell my house, and planning to control my money using guardianship or power of attorney. George, that's serious. Do you have proof? I pulled out printed photos from my phone, every page from Michael's file. Look and read. Bernie took them and read carefully through every page. When finished, he shook his head. George, this is really detailed. Michael is serious about this. I know. What do you want to do? Protect myself. Change the will so Michael shouldn't be beneficiary. Change power of attorney so he shouldn't make decisions. Change medical directives so he shouldn't choose my treatments. Who instead? For the will, charities, Pilots Association Scholarship Fund, Cancer Research, Local Food Bank, Equal Distribution. Bernie wrote this down. Okay, Michael gets nothing? Nothing. I already gave him $421,000 over my lifetime. That's enough. I understand. Power of attorney? You, Bernie. If I become incapacitated, you decide. Or find a professional trustee. Okay. Medical directives? Same. You or someone I trust. Not Michael. Definitely not Michael. Bernie nodded. George, these are major changes. Michael will ask why. I won't tell him yet. When the papers are ready, then I'll tell him. Here. I changed everything. You're not in control anymore. I see. When will they be ready? Quickly. This week? Sure. Papers aren't complicated. Friday. Come in and sign. Notary approves. Perfect, Bernie. Thank you. You're welcome. And George, I'm sorry about your son. This must be hard. I lowered my head. Very hard, Bernie, but necessary to survive. When I left the office, I looked up at the cloudy gray November sky. But inside, I felt the sun. Because the first steps had been taken. The battle had begun. And I was winning. 10 days passed. 10 fast and intense days. Sharon did an excellent job. A professional photographer came and photographed the house beautifully from every angle, every room, and the garden. Listed Thursday, Evanston Historic Home, 4 bedrooms, excellent location, cash buyers preferred. Friday morning, first call came from an investor from Chicago. Can I see the house? Of course. This afternoon? He came and looked around for 30 minutes, examining everything. Basement, roof, electrical, and plumbing. As he was leaving, he said, I'll make an offer tomorrow morning. Saturday morning, the offer came. $775,000 cash, with closing in 2 weeks. Sharon called. George, we got an offer. $775,000. Not a great price, but fast. 2 weeks. What do you think? I paused. Market value was $890,000, so $775,000 meant losing $115,000. But it was fast, cash, and secure. Accept it, Sharon. You're sure? I'm sure. Do it. That day the contract was signed. Inspection began Monday. The home inspector found minor issues like old plumbing and an old roof, but no major problems. The buyer accepted. No problem. I'll take it as is. Closing date was set for 11 days. In 11 days, the house would no longer be mine. Meanwhile, Bernie prepared the documents. I came Wednesday and signed them. The notary certified them. Michael was now officially removed from the will. Power of attorney was revoked. Medical directive was changed. "George, these papers are solid," Bernie said. "Michael can't contest them. You're healthy with a sound mind. Your decisions are conscious. The court will accept them." "Good, Bernie, because Michael will definitely contest. Be prepared. When he finds out, he'll be furious." "I know, but I don't care. My life, my money, my decision." I packed the house little by little each day. Things to keep. Not much. Photo albums, Susan's jewelry box, my pilot's uniform as a memento, important documents, 2 large boxes total. Furniture? I donated most to Goodwill. Sofas, tables, chairs, bed, wardrobe. "Come get it." They came gratefully. Clothes. I threw away half of them. Old man's clothes, old and out of style. In Florida, I'd have a new beginning with new, light, and colorful clothes. I looked at the garden one last time. Susan's rose garden with red, white, and yellow roses. Susan had loved them and tended them every summer. She'd water them and talk to them. "My beautiful girls," she'd say. "Grow, bloom, be beautiful." Now the roses were neglected. 5 years since Susan left. I couldn't care for them and didn't know how. It was Susan's job. I bent down, picked a red rose, and smelled it. Sweet. It reminded me of Susan. "Goodbye, sweetheart," I said quietly. "I'm leaving this house, but I'm never leaving you. You're in my heart, always." The wind blew and leaves rustled, as if Susan was answering. "I know, George. Go. Be free. Be happy. For me." The 11th day arrived. Thursday, November 21st, closing day. I woke early, on the last morning in this house. The 50-year-old house. The house Susan and I bought together, where we raised Michael. I made coffee in the kitchen for the last time and sat at the table looking around. It was empty, almost completely empty. No furniture, no decorations, just 4 walls, a ceiling, and a floor. But memories were everywhere, in every corner and every room. Michael took his first steps in the living room at 12 months old, wobbling, falling, and getting up again. Susan cheered while I filmed. In the kitchen, Susan cooked every evening. Home-cooked meals with chicken, steak, vegetables, and always dessert. Michael loved it. "Mom, is there dessert?" he'd ask every night. Susan died in the bedroom. Well, not exactly there. She died in the hospital. But her last nights at home were spent in that room, in bed with me by her side, holding her hand. "It hurts, George," she'd say. "I know, sweetheart. We'll get through this together." But we didn't. Cancer won and Susan lost, and I stayed here for 5 years, alone with memories and ghosts. Maybe Michael was right. Maybe living alone was affecting me, but not the way he thought. I wasn't going crazy. I was just getting lost in the past, and that wasn't healthy. Florida would be a new place, a new start without the past. Just the future. At 10 o'clock, it was time to go to the title company downtown on Michigan Avenue. I drove from the garage one last time, closed the garage door one last time, and drove through Evanston streets one last time. I arrived at the title company, parked, and went inside. The buyer was there. A middle-aged man, maybe 45, in a suit, professional businessman and investor. "Mr. Peterson, hello. I'm David Chen, buying your house." We shook hands. "Pleased to meet you, Mr. Chen. Nice house. Good investment. Maybe I'll renovate and sell or rent. Evanston's a good location." I was silent because I was thinking about how this was my house for 50 years, and now it was just a good investment, just numbers to him. But it didn't matter. Soon it would be his. We sat down. The title agent brought documents, a stack of papers, page after page. Sign, sign, sign. My hand grew tired, but I kept going. Finally, we were done. Last signature on the last document. "Congratulations, Mr. Peterson," the title agent said. "Transfer complete. The house is now Mr. Chen's." He handed me the check, a large check for $775,000. My hand trembled. I looked at it and saw the numbers. It seemed real, but wasn't. Just paper representing 50 years of my life. "Thank you." Mr. Chen stood and extended his hand. "Thank you, Mr. Peterson. Good luck in your new place. Thank you." I left and walked into the cold November air, but I didn't feel it. Because inside there was a strange feeling, emptiness, and simultaneously lightness. The burden was gone, 50 years of burden. Was I homeless now? Technically, yes. But was I free? Absolutely, yes. A week ago, I'd reserved a place in Florida. Naples. The Palms at Naples, a retirement community. 55 and over, secure, with activities and social life. Pool, tennis, and golf. It was a 2-bedroom condo without an ocean view. That was too expensive. But it had a garden view on the ground floor with easy access and was senior-friendly. Price? $345,000. High, but it was a good place, a safe place, a happy place. I'd paid online with a deposit of $50,000, with closing in 10 days. Now I had to get from Chicago to Florida. How? Drive? 1,300 miles, 20 hours, 2 days. That would be exhausting. Fly? Easy and fast. Just 3 hours. But what about my car? My Buick Regal? It was 9 years old, but reliable and my favorite car. I decided to drive slowly over 2 days with brakes. It would be my last trip with the Buick. Saturday morning, I prepared with 2 boxes in back, 1 suitcase and a small bag of personal items. That was it. 72 years of life reduced to 2 boxes and a suitcase. But it was enough, because the past wasn't in boxes. The past was in memory and in my heart, coming with me always. I hit the road at 6 a.m. when it was still dark and cold, but I didn't care. I-65 south through Indianapolis, Louisville, Nashville, Chattanooga, Atlanta, and finally Florida. While driving, I thought about leaving Chicago behind, the 50-year city, leaving Susan there in her grave, leaving Michael there, my son. But they'd left me first. Susan died and Michael betrayed me. I was just trying to survive. I arrived in Nashville that evening after driving 600 miles. I was tired and found a small motel that was cheap and clean enough. I checked in, went to my room, lay down, and fell asleep immediately. I continued early the next morning through Atlanta, Jacksonville, Gainesville, Tampa, and finally Naples. I arrived in Naples at 3 p.m. The sun was shining and it was hot, 80 degrees in November. But it felt like summer. There were palm trees, the smell of ocean, birds, and colorful buildings. It was different, very different from Chicago, but beautiful. I arrived at the Palms at Naples, a large complex with a security gate and guard. Name, sir? George Peterson, new resident, condo 24B. He checked his computer. Ah, yes, Mr. Peterson. Welcome, here's your key. Would you like to visit the management office to complete paperwork? Yes. I checked in, signed paperwork, and got the rules and welcome packet. Then I went to 24B on the ground floor with a garden view and opened the door. I walked in and stopped. It was empty, completely empty, but clean. White walls, beige carpet, large windows, and lots of light. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, kitchen, living room, and a small patio at ground level. It was enough for me. I unpacked my boxes, suitcase, and small bag. Then I sat on the floor because there was no furniture. I sat and thought. Here I am in Naples, Florida, 1,300 miles from Chicago. A new life, a new beginning. No furniture, no friends, don't know anyone. But I'm free, truly free. From Michael, from his plan, from the nursing home. I smiled. For the first time in weeks, I truly smiled, because I'd won. The first week I bought furniture, Not from IKEA since there wasn't one nearby, but from a local furniture store. Simple but comfortable pieces. A queen bed with medium firmness, good for my old back. A beige sofa, 3-seater and comfortable for watching TV. A small dining table with 2 chairs, enough for one person. Coffee table, corner table, lamps, and kitchenware. Total, $5,000. Reasonable price for new things for my new life. The second week, I explored Naples City, the beaches, neighborhoods, and restaurants. Naples Pier was a long pier stretching into the ocean, with fishermen and seagulls. The sunset was magnificent, with orange, pink, and purple colors. I went every evening, walked the pier, watched the sunset, and found peace. The third week, I started activities at the Palms. Management said, "George, socialize. Join activities. Make friends. It's important." Monday morning was yoga for seniors, gentle with stretching and breathing. The teacher was young, calm, and kind. No rush, your own pace. Tuesday afternoon was bridge club. I didn't know how to play the card game. Learned, they said. Easy. I learned slowly. Wednesday evening was movie night at the community center with a big screen showing classic movies. This week, Casablanca. I liked it. Susan had liked it too. We'd watched it together years ago. Thursday morning was the walking group with 6 people, all over 60. It was a sunny morning and we walked 3 miles at a slow pace, talking and laughing. That's where I met Walter, who was 76, a retired cardiac surgeon from New York. George, right? New neighbor. Welcome. Thanks. You're Walter? Yes, how long have you been here? 3 weeks. Where from? Chicago. Ah, Chicago. Cold city. Why Florida? I paused. What should I say? The truth? My son planned to put me in a nursing home. I ran away. No, that was too personal, too soon. I wanted a change, a new beginning. My wife died 5 years ago. I was alone in Chicago. Walter nodded. I understand. My wife died too 7 years ago from Alzheimer's. It was a long and difficult process. Then I moved here too for a new beginning, and it's been better. Did it work? It worked very well, George. This place is like a second life. People are friendly. Lots of activities. Nice weather. No depression. No loneliness. Real community. I hope it'll be like that for me too. It will, George. Give it time. Be patient. Socialize. You'll make friends. And Walter was right. Slowly, I made friends. Margaret, who was 70, a retired math teacher, widowed and cheerful. I met her at Bridge Club. Tom and Linda, a couple in their 70s. He was a retired engineer. She was a retired nurse. Married 50 years, a sweet couple who invited me to dinner. Barbara, who was 68, widowed, beautiful and stylish, well-groomed. I met her in yoga class. A community was forming, small but warm. Everyone was in a similar situation, elderly and alone, either widowed or divorced, looking for a new beginning. And I didn't feel so alone anymore. 5 weeks passed. Late December and Christmas was approaching. I hadn't spoken to Michael at all. Didn't call, didn't write. No communication whatsoever. My phone number was the same. I hadn't changed it because I wanted Bernie to reach me, and a few old friends so they could call. But Michael didn't call. 5 weeks had passed. Why? Maybe he was busy. Maybe on vacation. Maybe he didn't care. Or maybe he didn't know yet. But sooner or later he would find out. Definitely. And that day came on December 23rd, the day before Christmas Eve. The phone rang at 7 in the evening while I was watching TV. A Christmas Carol, the classic. I looked at the screen. It was Michael, my son. My heart raced. My hand trembled. Should I answer? Yes, sooner or later I had to talk to him. Why not now, I answered. Hello? Dad! His voice was angry and screaming. Dad, what did you do? I stayed calm with my pilot voice. Hello, Michael, how are you? How am I? Dad, you sold the house without telling me. How could you? It was my house, Michael. My decision to sell. But you didn't tell me. When? Why? 5 weeks ago. And I didn't tell you because it wasn't your business. There was shocked silence. Then I heard Ashley's voice in the background. Michael, what's he saying? Did he really sell the house? Yes! Michael was yelling at Ashley. Then to me, Dad, where are you? You're not at home. I went there 3 times. It's empty. Neighbors said you moved. Where are you? Florida, Naples. Florida? You moved to Florida without telling us? Yes. Why, Dad? Why? I took a deep breath. Michael, I found your plan. What plan? The file in your office. Dad's estate action plan. I read everything, every page. You were planning to send me to a nursing home, planning to sell my house, planning to control my money. There was a long silence. Dad, I was doing it for your own good. No! I yelled for the first time. Not for my good, Michael. For your good. For my money. $890,000. That's what you wanted. Dad, you're misunderstanding. I don't misunderstand, Michael. I understand perfectly. You were going to have me declared cognitively impaired, get a doctor's report, get guardianship, then sell my house and control my money while I rotted in a nursing home, and you'd live off my money. Dad, this is nonsense. Is it, Michael? Then what's that file? That calendar? November start, December doctor, January lawyer, April, place and facility, May, sell house. It was all written down, Michael, word for word. There was silence. And you know what's best? That note in parentheses. Realistically, how often would we visit? Remember that, Michael? You wrote it with your own hands. You were going to warehouse me and wouldn't even visit. Dad, $421,000, Michael. Northwestern, $160,000. Wedding, $42,500. House, $90,000. Mortgage I paid for you for 2 years, $96,000. Total, $421,000. And what did I get in return? Smell of old age accusations. Nursing home plan. Betrayal. Michael was crying on the phone. I could hear it. Dad, I'm sorry. Really sorry. I was wrong. But please, please come home to Chicago. Let's talk. Let's fix this. No, Michael. Dad, please. Michael, I sold the house for $775,000. The money's in the bank. Bernie changed my will. You're no longer the beneficiary. Charities get it. Bernie revoked the power of attorney. You can't make decisions for me. Bernie changed the medical directives. You can't choose my treatments. What are you saying? I'm saying, Michael, that you have no control over me. No rights. I'm free. And you get nothing. Ashley screamed in the background. What? That money was ours! You're old! You don't need it! Ashley, I said coldly, that money was never yours. It was my money. I earned it. I saved it. And I use it as I see fit. But we're family, Michael pleaded. You help family. Family, Michael? Real family asks when you're sick, how are you, Dad? Are you okay? Real family visits and calls, not just when they want money, but always. When did you ever call just to talk, Michael? When did you ever visit without wanting something, just to spend father-son time? When? There was silence. Never, Michael. Never. Dad, please come back. No. I'm in Florida. I'm happy. I have friends. I have a new life. And you live your own life with your own money. Goodbye, Michael. Dad, wait, I hung up. My hands were shaking. My heart was pounding. But I felt relieved. I'd said it all, said everything. The truth, the pain, the anger, all of it. And now it was over, definitely over. I spent Christmas alone without family for the first time in my life. I walked the beach in the morning, Naples Beach. It was sunny and warm, 75 degrees. There were people on the beach, families and children playing in the sand, couples walking. I walked alone, but I wasn't sad. I walked comfortably. At noon, Tom and Linda invited me. "George, don't be alone. Come to us for Christmas dinner. A few neighbors will be there too." I went to their condo. There were decorations, a tree, lights, and Christmas music. There were 8 of us, all elderly, all alone, either widowed or divorced. But we were together, a community. We ate turkey, potatoes, vegetables, and dessert. A traditional Christmas dinner. We talked, laughed, and told stories about past Christmases and happy memories. Walter asked, "George, where are you from?" "Chicago, right?" "Yes." "Family there?" I paused. What should I say? "My son's there, but it's a complicated relationship. We don't talk." "I'm sorry." "That must be hard, especially at Christmas." "It is hard, but it's right. Sometimes family isn't good. Sometimes it's better to walk away." Barbara from yoga class interrupted. "I understand, George. I don't talk to my daughter either. It's been 3 years. She asked for money, lots of money, $10,000. She said she'd pay it back. I gave it. She never paid it back. Then she asked for more. I said no. She got angry and hung up. She never called again." "That's hard," I said. "It is, but it's liberating too. No more guilt, no more debt, just my own life." I nodded. "Yes, that's right." When I got home that evening, I sat on the couch without turning on the TV. Just sat in silence. I thought about Christmas, about past Christmases with Susan and Michael. Happy Christmases. And now I was alone, but peaceful. The phone didn't ring. Michael didn't call. That was good. I didn't need to call or talk to him. Maybe next year would be different. Maybe we'd make up. Maybe I'd forgive. But not now. It was too soon, too fresh. Now it was just me. And that was enough. Epilogue. Forgiveness. 6 months passed. June 2022. My life was routine now, a comfortable routine. Morning walk, afternoon at the pool, evening dinner, sometimes at home, sometimes out, sometimes with friends. Yoga twice weekly, bridge once weekly, movie night every Wednesday, community events constantly, and Barbara. I was spending lots of time with Barbara. At first we were just friends, coffee after yoga, weekend walks, occasional dinner, but slowly it became more. In May, Barbara asked, "George, there's a concert Friday night. Naples Philharmonic playing Beethoven. Are you interested?" "Yes, that'd be nice." We went. It was a beautiful concert. Then we had dinner at a seafood restaurant with a Gulf view. We talked, real talk about life, past and future. Barbara told me her story. Her husband died 10 years ago from a heart attack. It was sudden. He was only 58, so young. She had 2 children. Her daughter she hasn't spoken to in 3 years. Her son lives in California. They see each other once or twice yearly, but they're not close. "I'm alone," Barbara said. "But I'm used to it." 10 years alone. It was terrible at first, but then it became normal. "Me too," I said. "Susan died 5 years ago. The first year was very hard. The second year was better. Then the Michael thing happened. I left Chicago and came here. Was that good?" "It was the best decision. I'm free and I'm happy." Barbara smiled. "I'm happy too, George. Especially here at the Palms. Good community, good people, and people like you, understanding people." I looked at her, really looked at her. She was a beautiful woman, 68 but looked young. Her hair was blonde, dyed but natural looking. She had blue eyes and a smiling face. Elegant. Barbara, I enjoy spending time with you. Me too, George. And maybe we can spend more time together if you want. She smiled widely. I want, George. Very much. After that night, our relationship changed. It was more than friendship, not quite love yet, but romantic. We walked hand in hand. We went to movies and had frequent dinners, sometimes at my place, sometimes at hers. We kissed. Our first kiss was in early July during an evening walk under a bright moon and starry sky. I stopped at her door. Good night, Barbara. Good night, George. She leaned forward and kissed my cheek, but I turned and she met my lips. We kissed, a soft and short kiss, but sweet. We parted, both smiling. That was a good night, George. Very good, Barbara. I was 72 years old and felt like a high school kid. Excited, happy, and alive. Was I betraying Susan? No, Susan died 5 years ago. She loved me and would have wanted me to be happy. And Barbara wasn't Susan. She never would be. But she was different and new, and that was good. November 2021. 1 year since leaving Chicago. 1 year, 365 days. Life had changed completely. Chicago. Cold, lonely, scary. Michael's plan and the nursing home threat. Naples. Warm, community, safe, free, and happy. That day, the mail came with a few bills, a few ads, and a white envelope. The handwriting was familiar. It was Michael's. My heart tightened immediately and automatically. Michael, my son. We hadn't spoken in a year. Not at all. He didn't call, and I didn't call. Now he'd sent a letter. I sat with the envelope in my hands and held it for a long time. Should I open it or throw it away? Curiosity won. I opened it. 2 pages, handwritten, neat and careful. I read slowly, every word. Dear Dad, it's been a year since you left. And I thought about it every day, regretted it every day, cried every day. Dad, you were right about everything. I was a terrible son. I used you. I asked for your money and didn't thank you. And then I made that plan. That terrible plan. Now I think, what was I doing? How could I? You were my father. You raised me. You educated me. You gave me everything. And I planned to put you in a nursing home. Steal your house. Steal your money. I was a monster. A real monster. Dad, I'll be completely honest. Ashley and I are having financial problems. The mortgage is tough. Bills are tough. Kids are expensive. The stress is overwhelming. And I thought you were old, alone by yourself in that big house. Why is that house yours? Why is that money yours? You're not using it. I was thinking selfishly and horribly. But when you left, I understood. Money doesn't matter. The house doesn't matter. You mattered, Dad. And I lost you. The kids ask, where's Grandpa? Emily, she's 7 now. Jack, he's 5. They don't remember you much, but they ask. Grandpa's in Florida, I say. Why don't we see him? They ask. I don't know what to say. Dad, I don't want you to come back to Chicago. I know you're happy in Florida, and that's good. I just want one thing, your forgiveness. Maybe not now. Too soon. I understand. But maybe one day, maybe years from now, we can talk on the phone. Or maybe I can visit Florida with the kids to see you. I promise, Dad. I don't want money. I don't want help. I just want my dad back. I love you, Dad. I always did. I showed it badly, but I did. Please think about it. Please, one day. One day respond. Your son, Michael. I finished the letter and held it for a long time. My eyes filled. Tears fell down my cheeks and onto the table. Michael, my son, apologizing. A real apology, a heartfelt apology. Should I forgive him? I didn't know. The pain was still there. The wound was still open. 1 year had passed. But it wasn't enough. But something had changed. It was clear from the letter. Michael had changed. At least he understood. He understood his mistake. And this was a start. A small start. But a start. I got paper and pen and wrote a reply. Michael, I got your letter. I read it and I thought about it. I accept your apology, but I can't forgive you, not yet. 1 year isn't enough. The wound is too deep. The pain is too much. But maybe in the future, maybe if you keep changing, maybe if I heal, then maybe we can talk. Tell the kids. Their grandfather loves them. He always has. They're innocent. Emily and Jack, give them a hug for me. Tell them they'll understand when they grow up. I'm fine in Florida. I'm happy. I have friends. I have someone special, Barbara. She's a good woman. She makes me happy. Be well, too. Take care of your family. Work. Live honestly. Maybe one day we'll see each other. Your father, George. I mailed the letter the next day, and inside me there was a little hope. The door wasn't completely closed. I left it open, just a little, but open. Maybe we'd never reconcile. Maybe the father-son relationship was over forever. But maybe one day, years later, we'd talk and we'd see each other. Time would tell. 2 more years passed. November 2024. I was 75 years old, living in Naples for 3 years. My life was beautiful, truly beautiful. Barbara and I were serious, very serious. We weren't married, neither of us wanted marriage again. But we were together almost every day, her place or mine, eating together, watching movies together, walking together. I loved her. The word love is big, but yes, I loved her. Not like Susan, it was different, but real. And she loved me. She showed it every day. She made me breakfast. She ironed my shirts. She held my arm when we walked. Little things, but important things. Michael and I exchanged letters twice more, once yearly on my birthday. Short letters, just checking in. Dad, I'm fine. Kids are growing up. Emily is 9 and loves school. Jack is 7 and plays soccer. We think of you. My reply was also short. I'm fine. I'm happy. Barbara and I are together. I'm healthy. I think of you too. Cold and distant, but polite. We communicated sparingly, but we did. November 2024, my 75th birthday. Barbara threw a surprise party at the Palms Community Center. She invited me to dinner. George, come. Special evening. Just us two. I went to the community center and opened the door. Surprise! There were 40 people there. Friends, neighbors, everyone. Walter, Margaret, Tom, and Linda. The yoga group, bridge club, walking group. All of them. There were decorations, balloons, and a banner. Happy birthday, George. There was cake, a big cake with 75 candles. Too many candles. Blow them out, George. Barbara was laughing. I blew them all out at once. Everyone applauded. Did you make a wish? Barbara asked. I did. What did you wish for? If I say it, it won't come true. But I knew my wish. Peace, health, and maybe one day, peace with Michael. The party was nice with food, dancing, music, and conversations. Walter gave a speech. George, you came here 3 years ago. You were quiet, alone, and sad. But look at you now, a smiling man, a happy man. You've been an example to us all. Life is always hard, but you can always start over at any age. Happy birthday, my friend. There was long applause. I gave a speech too, a short speech. Thank you all. I came here 3 years ago running away from Chicago, from my son, from the past. I was protecting myself. I felt alone and lost. But you accepted me. You became my friends. You became my family. And now I'm not alone. I'm happy, truly happy. Thank you. Thank you, each and every one of you, and especially Barbara. You changed my life for the better. I love you." Barbara was crying tears of happiness. We hugged and everyone applauded. When the night was over, Barbara and I walked to my condo under the shining moon and clear sky. "It was a beautiful night," Barbara said. "It was perfect." "George, I'm going to ask something, but it's a hard question." "Ask." "Your son Michael, do you miss him?" I paused and thought. I had to be honest. "Yes, I miss him every day because he's my son. 44 years, my son. He did wrong, but he's still my son." "Have you forgiven him?" "No, not yet. But maybe one day. It takes time." "How much time?" "I don't know, maybe never. Maybe 10 years. I don't know." Barbara took my hand. "George, look at me." I looked into her eyes. "Life is short, especially at our age. You're 75. Maybe you have 10 years, maybe 20, maybe less. Holding on to hatred, holding on to pain is a waste of time." "I know, Barbara, but it's not easy." "I know it's not easy, but think. When you die, with your last breath, what do you want to remember? Anger or forgiveness?" I paused deeply. She was right. Absolutely right. Anger was consuming me slowly and invisibly, but consuming me. Forgiveness would set me free, truly free. "Barbara, you're right. But how? How do I forgive?" "Pick up the phone. Call him. Talk for 2 minutes. That's enough. Say, 'Michael, I forgive you. Come visit.' That's enough." My heart raced. Now? Why not? Because I'm afraid. Why? Because if I call, if I forgive, if I take him back, the pain could happen again. The betrayal could happen again. Barbara shook her head. It could. There's always risk. But George, if you don't take the risk, you'll never live. I thought long and hard. Then I took out my phone. Michael's number was there. I never deleted it. I dialed. It rang once, twice, 3 times. "Hello?" Michael's voice sounded surprised. "Michael, it's your father." There was shocked silence. "Dad? Is that really you?" "Yes, son. It's me," Michael cried on the phone. Dad, it's been 3 years." 3 years. I missed you. I missed you so much." "I missed you too, Michael." "Really?" "Yes, really. Because you're my son, and I forgive you." What did you say?" "You heard me. I forgive you, Michael. You did wrong, terribly wrong, but you've changed. I could tell from your letters, and I don't want to be angry anymore. I want to forgive." Michael sobbed. "Thank you, Dad. Thank you. I don't deserve this, but thank you. You deserve it, Michael, because you're sorry. Truly sorry. I'm so sorry, Dad." "I know, son." There was comfortable silence. "Dad," Michael said, "can we visit?" "You? In Florida? With the kids? Maybe at Christmas?" I smiled. "Yes, Michael. Come, all of you, at Christmas. Let's spend it together." "Really? Really? Thank you, Dad. Thank you so much." "You're welcome, son. See you soon." "I love you, Dad." "I love you too, Michael." I hung up the phone. Barbara hugged me. "I'm proud of you, George. So proud. Did I do the right thing? Absolutely. Forgiveness is the strongest thing. And you are a very strong man." We hugged for a long time in the moonlight, under palm trees on a Florida night. And I knew I'd done the right thing. Michael had changed, truly, and I had forgiven, truly. The road was long, 3 years long, but in the end, we found peace. And now there was a future. There was hope. There was family again. Christmas Day, 2024. Michael, Ashley, Emily, and Jack arrived by plane from Chicago to Naples. I met them at the airport with Barbara by my side. I saw them from a distance. Michael looked older with more gray hair and deeper wrinkles, but he was smiling, a real smile. Ashley hadn't changed much. Still stylish, still beautiful, but softer and less cold. Emily was 9 years old with long hair, a beautiful girl who had grown up. Jack was 7 years old and looked like Michael, very much like him. I ran. Yes, this 75-year-old man ran. I hugged Michael. Son, welcome. Dad, I missed you. We hugged for a long time. We both cried without shame, right there at the airport. Emily and Jack were shy. They didn't remember me. They were too young. I bent down. Hello, Emily. Hello, Jack. I'm your grandfather, remember? Emily nodded. A little from photos. Good. Now we'll meet for real, okay? Okay, Grandpa. Jack was shy and hid behind his mother. Hello, he said quietly. Hello, Jack. Don't be afraid. I'm a nice grandpa. I'll give you candy. He smiled a little. It was a start. I introduced Barbara. This is Barbara, my special friend. Michael shook her hand. Nice to meet you, Barbara. My dad talks about you. Thank you for making him happy. You're welcome, Michael. He makes me happy too. They stayed 5 days at a nearby hotel, but we were together every day. We went to the beach. The kids played in the sand, built castles, went in the sea, and laughed. We had Christmas dinner at the community center. Michael and Ashley met my friends, Walter, Margaret, Tom, and Linda. Everyone loved them. We talked, Michael and I. Long talks about the past, mistakes, apologies, and forgiveness. Dad, you know Ashley and I are in marriage counseling. Good. Is it helping? A lot. Our relationship was at the breaking point after your incident. Money issues, stress, and blame. But now it's better. We're working at it together. Good, son. Marriage is hard, but worth it. Keep working at it. We will. The last night we had dinner at Barbara's place. Barbara cooked turkey, potatoes, and vegetables. A Christmas dinner. We ate, talked, laughed, and told stories. Emily asked, Grandpa, why did you leave Chicago? I paused. How could I explain this to a child? Emily, sometimes people want change. A new place, a new start. I wanted that too. I liked Florida. I was happy. But we missed you. My eyes filled with tears. I missed you too, Emily. Missed you so much. But now we're together, and that's what matters most. Will we see you again? I looked at Michael. He looked at me with a hopeful look. Yes, Emily. You will. I promise. Maybe you'll come for summer vacation. Maybe I'll come to Chicago. But we'll see each other. I won't disappear anymore. Emily smiled, ran over, and hugged me. I love you, Grandpa. My heart melted. I love you too, sweetheart. So much. Jack came too and hugged me. I love you too, Grandpa. I love you too, son. Michael and Ashley looked on with eyes filled with tears, tears of happiness. When they boarded the plane on the last day, we said a long goodbye. Thank you, Dad, said Michael, for everything, for forgiving me, for giving me a chance. You're welcome, son. You're my son, you always will be. I love you. I love you too. The plane took off. I watched until it disappeared into the sky. Barbara held my hand. Are you happy? I'm very happy. For the first time in 3 years, truly and completely happy. Good. You deserve it. We returned home. I sat on the couch and thought. 3 years ago, I'd run away from Chicago, scared, angry, broken, and alone. I'd sold my house, left my son, and left everything. And I came here to Naples, a place I didn't know with people I didn't know. But now this was my home, my real home. These people were my family, my real family. I'd made peace with Michael and forgiven him. Our relationship was repaired, not completely, but it had started. There was Barbara. There was love. There was happiness. There were friends. Walter, Margaret, Tom, and Linda. There was community. Every morning I woke up with sun and birdsong, smiling. Every day I did things I loved. Walking, swimming, reading, spending time with friends. Every night I slept peacefully without fear and without worry. I was 75 years old. I was old, but I was alive, truly alive. And I knew I'd done the right thing 3 years ago. Escaping and saving myself. Because sometimes you have to escape to protect yourself, to survive. But then you also have to forgive, make peace and heal. And I'd done both. I escaped and saved myself. Then I forgave and made peace. Thank you for listening. If you liked this story, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. Click the box on the left to watch the next story.